I quick test with the mic, make sure everything's working fine. Yeah, microphone should be working fine. Hopefully my voice is gonna listen alright. Sometimes this microphone has a habit of crackling for some reason. But anyway, welcome ladies and gentlemen, a new voice in the world of EFRL. Welcome to round number 4 of Tier 2 in Season 3. We are here in Spielberg for the Austrian Grand Prix, but in reverse. We're driving on the reverse layouts of the Austrian Grand Prix circuit. The Red Bull Ring, one of 3 circuits on the game where you can drive in the reverse direction. You have Silverstone, you have Zandvoort, and then you have the Red Bull Ring, which we are racing in today. It's going to be a bit of a challenge because everything's going to be reversed. So what's normally turn 10 is now turn 1. So that's going to be a bit of a challenge. So we'll see how we do. And also, you've probably already noticed, new voice in EFRL in the Tier 2 coming to booth. My name is Emilio. Well, that's not my real life name, but that's my name in social media. So you can call me by that. It's my debut here, so not going to be perfect, but I'll go in, do my best, and we'll just try and have a good time. There's currently only 10 people in this lobby, though I did see that there are going to be a couple of people who'll be joining mid-lobby, so hopefully we are going to have more than 10 people for the race. Although, to be fair, we could still have a solid race with 10 people. Also, I'm gonna have to put my MacBook to charge quite soon so I can still read the chat. I might do that after qualifying ends. But we'll go ahead either way. And the first car is out on track. Yes, that's Sven in the Haas. Yep, there we go. I don't think we need the tire data because everybody's going to be on the soft tires for this, but it's not on everything else. So we are here in the reverse layouts. Now, before we actually go through the stats of the track, in reverse, obviously, let's have a quick look at the championship situation as it stands right now. So I don't have any, unless it is here, but I can't see it in the server. I don't seem to have any info on previous race results. Although maybe there is, but I can't see it. But I'll be able to go through the drivers and constructors standings as it stands after the 3rd round of the season. So Finn in the Haas is currently your championship leader on a grand total of 56 points. He actually won last time out in Italy, in Imola specifically. So he is looking to go back-to-back to maybe take his 3rd win of the season, though it doesn't seem like he's here unless Sven is Finn. And, there is obviously a case of where the names of the names of the Discord is different to how they are in the game. But there we go. Yeah, I can see. You're driving the Ferrari now. Okay, so you made a mid-season transfer. Okay, yeah, so Finn is here, looking to go 3 and 4. Yeah, he is on 56 points, leading at the moment. 11 points. He is ahead of Mercury in the Red Bull, who came 2nd last time out. Then AXP is in 3rd in the driver standings, followed by Time, then Klaus, then Jeff, S91, Sade, Brammer, and Matty Rambo rounding out the top 10 in the driver standings. And in the constructor standings wise, Red Bull are actually your runaway leaders on 58 points, 2 points ahead of Haas in 2nd, followed by Alpine. Then we have Aston Martin, Williams, Ferrari, Mercedes, McLaren, Racing Bulls, and then Sauber in last place on a very lonely 2 points. So they are really looking to go for a bit of a bounce back evening today. I'm moving there soon with my Vince Ferrari. I have noticed that. I'm moving there soon with my boyfriend. Okay, I see. Nice. Well, good for you. Right, now we can actually go with the actual track information. Now, it's going to be a bit tricky because it's in reverse. But I can go through the main stats and compare it to the normal layout as well. We've got short qualifying today, followed by a 36-lap race around the Red Bull Ring, the reversed Red Bull Ring, as we now look at what's normally turn 1 is now turn 10. It's a bit of a weird sight, but we will get used to it as we move on, as Mate Bad goes onto a 105.7. Actually, I might... no, I'll change that. Yeah, there we go. So I can actually see the actual gap. So currently S91 set the benchmark with a 104.9. And in terms of track information, let me go through that right now. So we are here at the Red Bull Ring, located in Spielberg in Austria. It's named the Red Bull Ring because the big Red Bull company, which also owns the F1 team, owns the track, hence the name. And since we've been racing at this track consecutively since 2014, though there have been periods where we have raced here before, but back then the track was in the hands of different owners. But the track in its current configuration is 4.3 kilometers long, or if you're an American or you don't know what a kilometer is, then it's 2.6 miles for you. The race in real life, the Austrian Grand Prix, is 71 laps, though for today we're going to have 36 laps. There are a total of 10 corners. In the reverse layouts, it's 7 to the left, 3 to the right. Normally, it's 7 to the right, 3 to the left. So there's that. Maximum grade of 12%. There's a total of 63 meters worth of elevation change. So quite a lot of up and down movements. The race lap records around the normal layouts is a 105.6 set by Carlos Sainz in 2020. The qualifying lap record, also set in 2020, was a 102.9 set by Valtteri Bottas in Mercedes. And currently S91 in the reverse layout is 2 seconds slower, although to be fair, these 2025 F1 cars are just a bit slower than the 2020 cars, which were quite ridiculously quick in their own right. You can see top speeds in excess of 330 kilometers an hour with or without actually without DRS is 330, but even without DRS you could be still hitting more than 300 kilometers an hour, as Elite sets a 104.4, a monster lap time. And good DR Chicken has validated his first attempt, but he is going to go for a second attempt in the RB. Currently 12. Okay. May have had a bit of a commentator's curse there. As soon as I said that he's going to go for a second run, he immediately balls it at number 2. Bit of a commentator's curse. I don't know how many. Wait, how many minutes are we into the stream? We're about just over 7 minutes in. I've already done a bit of a commentator curse. Well, at least that could be a bit of a commentator's curse. If that is, then we've done one, and it's only been 7.5 minutes in. I'm sorry about that, chicken. I don't want to curse people. Although to be fair, I might have I might curse people unintentionally later on, maybe, but we'll see if that's ever gonna happen. So you can expect roughly 32-ish gear changes throughout a single lap around Austria. More than 3/4 of the circuit is full throttle, so I mean evident by the fact that there are a lot of straights followed by hard braking zones. In fact, we have 3 DRS zones here at the Red Bull Ring. We have one down the main pit straights. Then we have one down this straight, which is now turns... jeez, I gotta remember. Turns 6 and 7. And then this one between turn 7 and the final corner. Turn 8. Turn out. Jeez, do you see the reverse there? Just makes it tricky because you gotta count backwards. The back just gave out. Just I'll say, yeah, I can understand. Yeah, that's what I thought. That the back just lost it. You got a bit too friendly with the throttle, and yeah, you just over pushed it. And let's see if anybody's going to be pushing even more faster than the 104.4 that Elite has been able to set. We could maybe see a lap time in 103s there. Sweet Power just touched some grass down. I was also just about able to see that his right-hand side tires had some grass stuck into it. So he really did touch grass. So he is actually a normal human, after all. 10 minutes to go in Q1, but short qualifying. Not good quali. I'm a racer. Okay, yeah, because yeah, that's fair. Because being super fast in qualifying is one thing. Being able to extract the fastest single lap time possible, it will be good for a good starting position. But that's useless if you don't know how to have good race pace. If you don't know how to manage your fuel, manage your tires, overtake, pit stop timing. If you're not able to do that, if you're not able to do that the proper way, then a good qualifying position is useless. Let's see if who will Let's see first now who will have the fastest lap time. Let's see then later who will have the best race out of everybody. As Sweet Potato set a lap time 1.5 seconds off the pace. So yeah, he really needs to utilize the power in his name and actually go for a faster lap time as Pistol comes around the final quarter. Someone else has just joined the lobby, so we're expecting total 13 people today. Yeah, looks like it. Maybe we'll have a 14th driver today, but yeah, we'll see. And actually, but yeah, now, yeah, 3 DRS zones, 1 down the main pitch track, so that's between turns 10 and turns 1. Then we have another DRS zone, which is between turns 10 and turns 8. And then another DRS zone between turn 8 and turn 7. There you go. I've actually got it correct there. Probably the only time we'll get it correct consistently, but hopefully we'll do well. Right, 2 people so far haven't set a lap time yet. That's Pistol and Good Chicken. Actually, AI. I'm definitely going to be mispronouncing a lot of names here. So if I do, apologies in advance. English not my first, so there's that. So apologies if I do mispronounce your name, and don't come after me with like a pickaxe or something, because I mean you gotta allow some errors. I'm not a robot that's meant to like get everything correct 100% straight away. Ali, okay, yeah, oh yeah, because it's a small a small L, I'm guessing, yeah, because the small L and the big I are identical. Like, there's no way of differentiating them. Okay, so yeah, Ali. Okay, I got it. Thanks for the correction there, buddy. And he's on an outlap himself. As Good Chicken has also put a lap time on the boards. Pistol as well. They're both massively off the pace. Ali is currently on an outlap. S91 in the Williams is currently in 3rd position. 3 and a bit tenths away from the ultimate pole, as Zeti in the Red Bull puts himself onto the front row, 1/4 of a second away from the Mercedes of Elite. Elite has put in a elite lap time, an elite banker lap, may I add, because that was his first lap time of the day. So maybe he'll go out and go for an even faster lap time. We'll see. Got no confidence in my pace today, so I might be damage limitation. Okay, yeah. So it's actually kind of nice to actually talk with the competitors here, so we can actually get some like mid-session insight as to how the drivers are feeling and all that stuff. I actually like that. And also, I'm not sure how many other league esport commentators do it, where they actually have the chats, like Twitch chat, open next to them, so they can actually interact with the viewers, and if the drivers are talking, interact with the competitors themselves. Mete is my nearest rival, so needs to be here. Might get a 4.7 or 4.6. And we can see that Ali has absolutely bottled it in turn number... Oh, jeez, I gotta remember. Turn 6. There we go, turn 6. And that's his qualifying day over. He'll be starting down in 13th, or maybe 14th, depending if we're gonna get another driver join in. Messed up my sector 1, so I can go like 3/10 quicker. Yeah, we'll see. Having a bad qualifying is obviously not great, but it's not the end of the world, because the race is a whole different kettle of fish, as some people would say. Okay, some more Austria Grand Prix info to go through. The pit lane is about 240 meters long. You lose about 17 seconds in the pit stop, though that is on the normal direction. In the reverse, I guess it's the same. Expect 1 or 2 stops. Medium to hard tires have been like the default strategy in last year's game. I've seen a lot of people do that in this year's game. Though we could maybe also see 2 stops depending on how the race plays out. And obviously if a safety car comes out, then that's going to flip depending on how early or late that comes out, that's going to flip the whole strategy picture completely upside down. You could do a complete 180. So yeah, that will be one to look out for. The most wins at the Austrian Grand Prix, Max Verstappen holds that record, because with the Dutchman winning a total of 4 times here at the Red Bull Ring. 5 times if you include the Styrian Grand Prix, because back in 2020, 2021, Austria hosted 2 races in the same year due to COVID. And in 2021, Max won both races held in Austria in 2021. So, yeah, so it's a 4+1, you could say. He's won 4 times in the Austrian Grand Prix. At the Red Bull Ring overall in F1, he's won a total of 5 times. And McLaren have the most wins at the Austrian Grand Prix with a total of 6 to their name. The smallest winning margin the smallest gap between first and second at the Austrian Grand Prix was back in 1982, where it was literally half a tenth between first and second position. And this track being a 4.3 kilometers long, it's actually one of the shortest circuits on the Formula 1 calendar. So yeah, it's one of the shortest, not the shortest. The Monaco circuit is actually the shortest on the calendar. Though, if we're talking about shortest track in terms of lap time, how long it takes to do a full lap, then Austria is easily the shortest, as you can see. Lap times in the 104s. We could definitely maybe see lap times in 103s, and as I said, the overall lap record around the Austrian Grand Prix is a 102.9. So let's see what we're going to be able to achieve here. Though I imagine the lap times in the reverse layout is going to be a bit slower compared to the normal layout because drivers have less experience on the reverse layout. It's a completely different circuit, even though the location, the actual distance, and all that stuff is the exact same pretty much. As we watch, Petty might go through turn number 7. Yeah, that is turn number 7. I'm remembering the corner names. I'm slowly learning. I'm slowly learning this. Circuit. I've also just noticed. I've not only got the Twitch chat open, I've also got the Discord open, and I've seen someone ask, "How do I have ChatGPT in my brain? How do I know so much facts?" Well, I'm gonna break the secrets. I actually have like a spreadsheet because I haven't done it for all circuits yet, but I have made like not a spreadsheet, but like commentators in real life have like commentator notes where they write down some important facts about whether the circuit or the drivers and so on. I've done pretty much the same, where I've written down like all the facts about the Austrian Grand Prix, both in terms of statistics about the circuit, in terms of its length and so on, and also some more general facts about the Austrian Grand Prix itself. Don't tell me my crash was broadcasted. You're already a brilliant commentator. Well, thank you very much, Finn, for that. Thank you very much. And yeah, Ali, unfortunately, your crash has been seen by the 11 people that are currently watching the stream. So, yeah, 11 people, unfortunately, saw you have what we would like to call a skill issue. A pretty bad skill issue, because you damaged your front wing, and also you damaged your tyre, which caused you to retire from the session, so you'll be starting from the back. So, unfortunate for you. Hopefully your race is going to make it up. If you want to win, you've got 12 places to gain, and Austria is actually one of the circuits that has, let's say, I always wanted to say there's one of the easiest places to overtake, because, there's a lot of long straights heading into hard braking zones. That's 91 with a 104.1. Okay, the benchmarks are going up, and we have a bit of a traffic jam here. You saw that was Elite and both Red Bull cars just trundling along the back straight, heading towards turn number 10. Okay, that was interesting, but hopefully there's not going to be too much heated discussions about that, as we're going to ride on board with the lead for a lap around Austria, braking for turn number 1, down 4th gear, and he'll go up to 6th gear, pretty much flat out through turn number 2 there, spend more time in the session, flat through 3, and then down to 4th gear for turn number 4, just about kept it straight. The checkered flag has now fallen, qualifying has officially ended, everybody's on their final lap, so if you bottle this lap, it's over. You can't go for any other further lap time. So let's have a look at who else is about to finish the lap time. Sade is about to finish the lap time, though he is slow, so that's his day over. Who else is going to come across the line? We've got Good Chicken coming across the line. We've got a Williams ahead of him as well. They both are far down the leaderboard, as Elite is only half a tenth off by the end of Sector 2. Oh, dear, he's going to have to find a 10th and a half pretty much at least if he wants any hope of starting on pole position for this race. Can he go into pole position? No, he misses out. He misses out by over a 10th of a second. And Finomac misses out on pole by half a 10th. Wow. Wow. Mega close in the end there. Like at the start, it was like over 4/10, I think it was, after the first few laps. But now, it was only half a 10th between first and second, as S91 will take pole position for the Austrian Grand Prix with Finomac alongside him. Then we have Elite Eschen in third place ahead of Zetti. Then we have Sven, then Pistol, Sweet Power, Murte, Akras, and Said rounding out the top 10. Behind them we have Petit May, Good Chicken, and then Ali rounding out the grid. Ali being the only one who didn't set a lap time because he had a bit of a skill issue. I mean, yeah, Good Chicken, yeah. You didn't have the best qualifying performance, though. You're not last, at least. You're not starting last, at least. So, you can be happy with that. And yeah, it was pretty much a perfect lap, or almost perfect lap here, Finn. I say almost perfect because you were missing half a 10th. If you found that half a 10th, you would have been pole, but unfortunately you didn't. Though, second, so still opportunities lay ahead. Also, I got to put my laptop to charge so I can actually still talk. So give me a sec. How is Sauber doing? I think one of the Saubers was like middle of top 10, more or less. I probably should have put my MacBook to charge before going live. Well, bit rushed, but I've got everything set up for the big race in the end. But here we go, my debut, and round 4, sorry, of Tier 2 in Season 3. It is lights out and we are underway for the Austrian Grand Prix in the reverse direction. S91 getting a ballistic start off the line, but Elite is already challenging second place, and in fact he's already up into second place. Meanwhile, Zetti is getting pushed off the track, exiting turn number 1, as we have an Aston Martin going wide there. Sweet Powers in P8. There's a lot of position jostling happening in the midfield in the second half of the field. There's major contact, and that is Good Chicken off the run. He's gone from not last to very, very last. That is a disastrous start for the RB driver, and his teammate is not doing much better as he's all the way down in P2. Meanwhile, who's that? That's the Red Bull. That's Zetti. That's Zetti. So we've got 2 Red Bull branded cars having an absolute howler on lap 1. Disaster for those guys. Meanwhile, S91 has held on well to stay in first position. That's the Sauber. Oh no, that's the Aston. That's the Aston and Pistol round. And Ali's round as well. He's got a Tesla guitar, but for severe collision with Pistol. Absolute mayhem on lap 1, as I had a bit of a howler in the 5 red light sequence. Apologies for that. But S91 leads the way, heading into turn number 1 on lap number 2. Let's turn on all the necessary data. We've got Sweet Power retires in the pit lane, so we've got a rage quit already as Sven picks up a track limit penalty. So that's going to hurt him. And we can see the majority of the drivers opting to start on the hard compound tires to begin with. Those who just pitted also start on the hards, but they've decided to swap over to medium tires. So they're on the same tires as the top 2 at the moment. So the top 2 are going to have better rubber to begin with, but as the race develops, those hard tires have more life in it. So by the end of these tire stints, by the end of the first stint, the hard tires will have more pace in them. So you can see the top 3 pretty much in a single train. Meanwhile, that's Arcus. Arcus is retired on track. So that's our second unit. That's the Alpine right there. As we can see, Good Chicken just passing him. Meanwhile, could we see Elite going for a move heading into turn number 1? Oh, he thought about going for it, but very, very tricky. Overtaking it to turn number 1 as the rain has started falling, ladies and gentlemen. It may be hard to see, but I can just about see. I'm looking at the halo of this Mercedes. I see raindrops flying past, so the rain has now started. I actually forgot to mention that the weather could play a part in throwing up the whole strategy window into a 180, 360, all that jazz. And that could be the case, as we have no idea. I mean, the rain has just started falling, but it could be a case of maybe this rain will stop immediately. It could then develop into intermediate rain, could even develop into heavy rain. But we'll see about that. I mean, DRS is still available, so it's still safe enough to use it, though. If the track gets wet enough, the DRS will be disabled. So if the DRS gets disabled, that's when we will know that, okay, it's getting close to intermediate weather conditions. As we run on board now with Fenno Mac, who is in third place, chasing down the top two. Elite, who was on bridge on board for a while, but then S91 stole it away from him as the qualifying session drew closer to a close. As, yeah, not quite able to carry the same speed through turn 2 as he was in qualifying. A lot of factors in there, you know, dirty air, the weaker tires, the bigger fuel loads, and also the rain coming in, which will make the track a bit less grippy. 2 retirements already in this race. 11 drivers remain. I believe you use the same point scoring system as in real FF1. So if the race were to finish like this, then only one driver will not be scoring twice a day. Yeah, you did get a sick drift, but unfortunately, it wasn't to be today for you, sir. So yeah, the Saubers unfortunately are not going to be scoring points. They're not going to be cooking the same way that they've been doing in real life for the last few races. Because in the last few races in real life, Sauber have been cooking. Today, not so much, as Fenno Mac nearly hitting the barriers there, exiting the final corner. As Pistol's coming in. Could he be coming in for those? My controller got stuck. Are you trying to say that your controller got stuck? Because you've said my controller got stick drift. Wait, were you trying to say that your controller got stuck or anything? I'm not sure what you mean by that. But anyway, Pistol has come in for the intermediate tires. Now, has he timed it right? Or was it too early? I will be eyeing on his gap between him and, was it 8th place Zetzi, as Goodard Chicken is also coming in. He might also come in for the intermediate tires, as S91 has just about broken away from DRS range. I want to see, oh, that's, the Mercedes of Elite goes mega wide into turn number 8, that is. And although Fenno Mac not much better, they both ran deep, nearly straight into the barriers there. So here we go. The rain seems to have fallen hard enough for the leading pair to come in, apart from Sven. Sven is going to stay out, and so Sven will take the lead of the Austrian Grand Prix as everybody's scrambling into the pit lane for fresh intermediate tires. And yeah, everybody's coming in for the fresh inters. Petty Mate is also coming in. So we have Sven, Said, and Zeti staying out on the slick tires, as Ali is out on charcoal and medium tires. He might pit as well. We'll see about that. Now, I didn't see the notification for DRS off yet. So I think drivers are still gonna be able to use DRS for a little bit, though we'll see about that. I mean, the rain started falling, and it's only the 6th lap of the race. I mean, it already started raining like lap 4 already, so this is our 3rd lap of wet weather action. Mixed conditions for the first, mixed conditions, and in a layout where drivers don't have that much experience. That could be a recipe for a potential, like, mad race. I mean, you've already had madness in the first few laps, and that's Sven going deep. Saeed doing the same. They both hit the barriers. Did they pick up front wing damage? If they picked up front wing damage there, then that's going to hurt them extra much, as Zeti's coming as well. And yes, the Haas, yeah, both, the Haas and Ferrari, they both damaged their front wings in the process of entering the pit lane, so they're going to lose even more time in the pit lane as they need to change their front wing, and Said has actually managed to jump the Haas. And actually, no, the Haas was jumped because the Ferrari decided not to change his front wing. Said will come out in 5th position as the top 3 stay the same as they were before all the pit stops kicked off. Right, so S91 continues to lead. He's led pretty much every single lap. Actually, he led every single lap apart from the laps where he wasn't in the lead due to him pitting. Yeah, Max don't use the DRS. Yeah, so DRS is now officially off. I might have missed the notification because usually the game would send a notification to the spectator saying DRS off, DRS offline or something like that. So yeah, DRS is no longer available. You can't use it. So the driver's going to rely on slipstream, battery, and a good exit and a bad exit for the opponents to go for some good overtaking opportunities. And there are quite a few overtaking opportunities here in Austria. You've got Tournament 10 here. I was way too close for comfort there. Petty almost getting rear-ended by the pistol of Aston Martin. But yeah, no, I said the pistol of Aston Martin instead of the Aston Martin pistol. My God. But yeah, Darby nearly got taken out there. Luckily, Pistol was able to slow down his car enough to not get verified. Also, just noticed, he's running the Sonny Hayes livery. Okay, so no wonder he almost went for a bit of a reckless overtake attempt. He's just trying to channel his inner Sonny Hayes. If you watch the movie, you'll know what I mean by that. And he's also got Sven behind him, who's the only driver with a time penalty at the moment. And Federmac is now about seconds. Is he going to lose time here? Yeah, he didn't have the best exit out of turn 8 there compared to the Mercedes of Elite. So it looks like this old battle for... Oh! Okay, Pistol got rear-ended by the Haas twice there entering turn 8. Now, are we going to see an overtake between any of these three entering turn number 10? And oh my God, oh my goodness me. Pistol went deep on the race for the second time. This time he actually has his. The RB driver as he goes side by side entering turn number 1. Contact between the two cars again. Look at Petty trying to go around the outside. He's on the outside line. Still he's on the outside line. Can he stay ahead? He went very, very wide off the track. But he is ahead. Now will he have to give up the position there? It's tricky to say as the Haas of Sven now goes around the outside. The Aston Martin could be overtaken on the outside by two cars in the same lap. And has that happened? Contact once again. And the Haas will finish the overtake on the inside. And Pistol has now gone from 6th to 8th. Although that whole chaos could be under investigation because there was quite a lot of contact throughout all that. And the Aston Martin and RB both with front wing damage. And again, oh my God. Loads of contact between these guys the last lap and a bit now. Are we going to see an overtake into turn 10? Are we going to see that? Is Pistol going to go deep on the brakes? No, he's going less deep this time. Although Sven could have a good run here. Well, Sven doesn't have much battery. Yeah, he doesn't have much battery. Well, he needs to save a bit of battery, which means he's not going to be able to go. That's super late. Okay. Okay, that was unnecessary. That was really, that as well. Those two there were unnecessary. Poor Petty, mate. Those two overtakes definitely going to be under investigation. Sven came in like an absolute ballistic missile. Just, I think he forgot how strong the brakes are in Formula 1 cars there, as he absolutely sent it in there, and he just continues driving. The stewards probably are going to be looking at that. Could be a penalty, could be a post-race penalty on its way, but we'll have to wait and see for that. Meanwhile, back towards the very front of the field, where it's a lot less chaotic, it's more chill. You know, these guys are, chilling. They're settling into a rhythm. Not trying to cause any major chaos, trying to keep up. and trying to, find the correct moments to overtake, as Elite is losing time to S91 there. He's now 1.8, 1.7 behind, and the Phenomac has caught up a bit, though not close enough to go for an proper overtake yet. Whoa. Petty got close to pistol there, but wasn't quite able to go for the overtake there. He's got front wing damage, so that is going to compromise him there. Zeti has no front wing damage, so he's going to have a lot more cornering potential, a lot more opportunities to carry extra speed through the corners compared to the two cars ahead of him, because the Aston, I believe, also has front wing damage. I've been focusing on the battles up front too much, but mainly because not much has been going on between those guys. If the gap gets very, very small between those two, then we will obviously have a look at it. We also got quite a lot of drivers in sort of no man's land. Sadem is in sort of no man's land. He is 10 seconds behind P4, but then 6.2 ahead of 6th place. So he is having a bit of a lonely race at the moment, though a good lonely race, you could say, because he is in P5. Obviously, I think he would want more. Could have another potential battle between these three forming in the next few laps, so I'll be in touch with that. Yeah, 11 drivers so far remain, and yeah, the rain is properly falling here at the Red Bull Ring. I can't remember when was the last time we actually had a wet weather affected race around the Red Bull Ring in real life. I mean, I remember 2020 the qualifying session was wet, but I can't recall when was the last time in real life that the Austrian Grand Prix was in wet conditions, like the actual Grand Prix. Can't remember that, but we move. We're 12 laps. Lap number 12 is about to be completed, so 1/3 or a sprint race distance is now completed. 12 down, another 24 to go. The crowd's there already in their wet weather uniforms with their special rain hoodies, their umbrellas. They came prepared. Although I'm seeing that some people, the crowds, haven't got the memo. A lot of them are in their summer clothes, even though it's raining. So yeah, they're built different. It seems like they are built different, and it seems like that Petty is losing now time. Yeah, he's losing time to a pistol there. He's now pretty much a second behind, and Zeti has now caught. Oh, so we're gonna have a bit of a Red Bull v Red Bull battle. RB versus Red Bull. V car versus RBR. Petty versus Zeti. Two people with identical names. Let's see which one will be better, the P or the Z. We'll wait and see in the next few laps. So I've also noticed that Phenomac has lost quite a lot of time to Elite. So the gap between first and second is 1.7, and the gap between second and third is 1.8. Between third and fourth is 1.2. So the top few positions, pretty much everybody for the most part, have sort of spread out. So kind of in a relaxation mode. Although Elite has caught up to S91 now a bit. Now I am kind of thinking now, because we pitted, everybody pitted pretty much around lap 6 to 8-ish. Yeah, lap 6 to 8-ish everybody pitted. So I'm now kind of thinking, are we going to see the drivers go to the end of the race? Oh, I'm going to pause for a second. Zeti's going to go for the overtake on Etsy up the inside into turn number 1. The RB's trying to hang on around the outside. He went off the track into turn number 1. I think he just about stayed with the track coming into turn number 2. The Red Bull will have the inside line, but will Petty try to go around the outside? He's going to try his best, and he stays ahead. Miraculously, somehow. I mean, turn 1, he was off the track, but other than that, he was somehow able to stay ahead pretty well there. So it's not going to be the easiest thing for Zeti to overtake his V-Carb Red Bull family compatriots. But we could have a bit of a battle on our hands here, ladies and gentlemen. So even an 11-car lobby could provide us with some absolute classics here, as I've only noticed only five people watching the stream now. I'm not sure why not many people, why a lot of people have decided to oh wait there, maybe it's just my Twitch having a bit of a meltdown. Through 10:15, but not 10:15, and finishing lap 15. So apologies, I'm not perfect, right? We're all not perfect. You have to remember that. And this time Zeti, not close enough to go for the overtake. He's got to wait a while. He's got to wait a while. Okay, so yeah, Petty, he had a lot of moments of going beyond track limits. We saw that quite a few times, and this time the game has said you've had one too many, and he has now picked himself up a 3-second time penalty. If you look at the penalty situation right now, we've got Sven and Petty both with 3-second time penalties each. So that situation right now. We've gained 2 new followers since the start of the stream, with Lucanus and Ollie with the follow. Thank you, good people, for the follow. Major, big lock up, going. He went deep in there. He did a good job there, Zeti. He did a good job of not hitting the RB driver. Otherwise, that could have been a huge collision and a potential safety car collision as well. Zeti was able to carry a lot more speed entering that corner. That is the difference between a fully 100% healthy front wing and a front wing that has a little bit of damage. He's able to go a lot deep into the corners, sometimes maybe too deep. And yeah, same bit excess speed for Petty, although he did use a lot more of the track there. Zeti's taking it easy at the moment. He's sort of, I think he's waiting. I think he's timing his overtake. I think he's going to wait for the perfect time to overtake us. I think he saw that first attempt, and he's now going to have to play. He's going to probably play the patience. He's probably going to have to play the longer game now. Okay, Murty has gained. He's caught up to Feno Max, so we will have a look at that when the gap closes down a little bit more. Meanwhile, this time Zeti does not go super deep into turn number 8. He kept it clean this time. Although the gap doesn't really change, he's still there, he's still within the fight. But it's not going to be easy. A V-carb is ahead of a main Red Bull car. Where have we seen that before in Formula 1 this year? Although, to be fair, the highest running Red Bull family car is in P4. Sandwich between 2 Ferraris, interestingly. So we have a Red Bull in a Ferrari sandwich. So yeah, there we go. Yeah, Fino Mac currently in P3, though Murty is getting really, really close to him. In fact, it's 6 and a bit tenths between those two guys. 7 tenths. And I've also just noticed that the rain has started to dial down. It's still raining. There's still raindrops falling. Oh, never mind. I was about to say there's still raindrops falling, but as soon as I was about to finish that sentence, the rain has officially stopped falling. So there is no more rain falling onto the circuit, which means that in a few laps time, we're going to get to conditions where dry tires will be needed. And if I were racing, I would almost be thinking about slapping on the hard tires and then going to the end of the race. That's my initial thought process right now, is to grab a set of hard tires, grab a fresh set of hards, and then go to the end on that set. That is my plan. That's what I would do. But let's see what these drivers will do. Maybe these drivers will go the extra mile and go for the medium tires. I don't expect tube stops to be made now. I don't expect, like, after they make the switch from wets to dries, I don't expect another pit stop afterwards unless we get a safety car. Then maybe they will think, maybe then some drivers will think about a switch to the soft tires. But the rain has stopped falling. And literally, I was about to say, the rain has, fallen less. Maybe we're gonna get to dry conditions soon. As soon as I was about to finish that sentence, it did stop raining immediately. So Grip is going to increase. And the wet and the intermediate tires will be a lot more of a challenge to drive on, as Ali has already made the switch to the hard tires and almost bottling it straight away. He's almost bottled it straight away there, as he is now officially lapped now. He's been lapped by the top 4 drivers in the race. As Pistol's in. Pistol is in for his pit stopperino. And Ali did go into the hard tires. Now, will Pistol do the same? Will Pistol go into the hard tires? No. He's going to go into center medium tires. And he's also going to make a front wing change. Now, no DRS is no DRS available yet. At least that's what I think. We'll have a look at these guys and we'll see if DRS is available. And also, we want to also have a lookout on when the leading guys are going to pit. Speaking of which, S91's in, nearly hitting the pit lane barrier there. Elite stays out. Ashton has decided to stay out for one extra lap. Now, will he be able to jump the Williams or not? We will see. Mertzy's in as well. The Williams is going on to set a hard combat tires. Same goes for the Red Bull, and it looks like Sade and Sven are in as well. Yeah, no DRS available yet because no rear wings have been opened just yet. Good DR Chicken has caught up to these two. Now, yes, they are going to be entering the pit lane. A little bit of contact between the 2 cars there as... Ooh! Ooh! Ooh, okay. Okay. That's interesting. We've had that happen before in real life. This is the first time I've seen that in real competition. Alice retired from the race on track, but good chicken. Oh god. Okay, that was a bit of a point. That was a bit of a pointless strat there. I get the strat. I got the idea. I can understand the idea, the thought process from good chicken. You know, overtake a car before the pit limiter line and then gain an advantage. But unfortunately, because he was pitting at the same time as his teammates, he had to wait for his teammate to have his tires changed, and therefore he lost the position anyway. So a crazy, pointless overtaking maneuver, as the leading duo had pitted, and S91 did actually make a good call. He did, okay, maybe it would have been an alright idea to pit a lap later, but either way, S91 stays in. Actually, it actually turned out to be a better strat, because the gap has now gone from like 1.5 to 2 seconds, now down to 4.2 seconds. So S91 has timed this pit stop pretty well, and Finamac is right there to grab second place on track. Though after the race it'll be, or after the flag is going to be different, because man's got a 3-second time penalty. So we've got Finamac, Sven, Petty and Pistol all with a 3-second time penalty each. Only 2 people watching the stream. I'm not sure where everybody has decided to go. Maybe everybody got bored after qualifying. I mean, qualifying is not the race, alright? Qualifying is not the race. I mean, only in Monaco that will be the case. Good Chicken has done a bad chicken and picked himself up with penalties. So now, out of the 10 drivers remaining, half of them, exactly half the drivers, so 50% of the drivers remaining have a time penalty. The other 50% don't. So there is a lot, and I don't think the popularity is down due to me not being told, because I am still talking. I think. Yeah, I just checked the. I'm just checking the live stream, and yes, I am still talking. So stream is still good and going, and we could see a proper DRS overtake here. Not yet. Well, a Pistol could be hoping for a better exit. Pretty cool exit to the RB driver there. Now, is he going to go for the overtake? Heading into turn number 1. Here we go. Up the inside. Petty's going to hold on around the outside. He squeezed the Aston Martin to the inside of turn 1. And he did it successfully. He stays ahead of the wannabe Sonny Hayes and their battle for P7 continues on. And Good Chicken and Zeti have now caught up. Meanwhile, the gap between S91 and Elite Ishan has come down to 2.7, and Phenomac is losing time to the Mercedes. The Mercedes is on a bit of a charge right now. He really wants that first place. And there's not much left to go. We're on lap 23 now, so... Well, we've got 13 and a half laps left pretty much now, because we are now going through the middle part of the circuit now. The fastest lap of the race at the moment is held by Phenomac at 107.420. Could be beaten, could not be beaten, but Pistol has in fact managed to get past Petty Mate. I missed that overtaking opportunity. I should have continued looking at them throughout the whole lap, but Yaston is now ahead, and now he can start to try and close down that gap between himself and Mr. Said, who is in P6. But now, we could have maybe a teammate civil war here between Petty and Good Art Chicken for P8 on us. Only 10 drives remaining, so now, at this point, everybody who finishes this race from this point onwards, if everybody finishes the race, everybody is guaranteed at least 1 point. And Elite has done a noob, and he's picked himself up a time penalty as Zeti spins at turn number 7. Elite hasn't done an Elite. He has got a 3-second time penalty. That is pretty much, unless S91 also picks up a time penalty, that's pretty much going to ruin his chances of a potential win here. S91, he just needs to make sure that he doesn't pick up a time penalty, and if he does get overtaken by the Mercedes, then finish at least within 3 seconds of the guy to ensure that victory. And Good DR Chicken, by a hair's breadth, dipping all of his 4 Pirelli slicks beyond the white line, and picks himself up another 3-second time penalty. And there we go. We've got both RB drivers with 6-second time penalties here. So the RBs have been quite naughty today. Maybe with the whole banking sponsorship they got. Maybe they were scamming money out of people's pockets and therefore got time penalties because of that. I'm just yapping at this point, because I have this habit sometimes where if we're in like a quiet period for a long time where there's not much action happening, once again, I panned away from a battle, and as soon as I panned away from it, I missed the battle. I should have kept watching those guys. But you know what? I'm going to keep watching these guys, because I can guarantee that something will happen between these guys. But anyway, as I was saying, at this point, I'm slowly starting to just, like, I don't know, yap random stuff out. Mainly to sort of keep the energy levels somewhat high, so that it's not just, from this point, like 11, 12 laps of just quietness. Like, there needs to be some kind of activity in here, apart from just, you know, single file cars, boring overtaking, all that stuff. Well, I do hope for an exciting ending, because Elite Ishan is getting massive, and that's a brand new fastest lap of the race there, ladies and gentlemen. 107.3. So Elite Ishan, I think he could still win this race theoretically. If he gets ahead of S91 and builds up a gap of over 3 seconds, or he prays that S91 picks up a time penalty himself and then he gets him on the final lap. That's my thought process. That could be the 2 potential scenarios where, if those happen, then Elite could win this race. Metre is currently the highest running of the drivers who do not have a time penalty to their name. He's currently running in a pretty strong 4th position for Red Bull. He is someone in no man's land. He is 10 seconds behind the top 3, and another 9.5 ahead of 5th place. So he is truly in no man's desert lands. Although the same can't be said the RB drivers are locked in a battle, and S91 responds to Elite's pace and sits at 107.3 361 with it as a brand new fast up the race, and Good Chicken messed up there in turn number 7. He's going to compromise himself a little bit there, but he does still have DRS, so he's still able to keep up with his teammates. Petty doesn't have DRS. Wait, yeah, actually, oh. Okay, I thought we were going to see a full-on teammate-on-teammate battle, but no. Instead, we see a bit of team orders happening there, and now Good Chicken can start chasing down Pistol for P7 on this, even though he has more penalties than the Aston. But still, some good overtakes would be nice to see. As whoa. Something happened with Sven, I think. Something happened with Sven, as he is also the time, and Said has now caught up to the Haas driver, so we could see some fighting for 5th place now. Major lock up there from the Ferrari car with its HP sponsorship splattered all over the car. The DRS wide over for the Ferrari driver. Is he going to go for the overtake into turn number 10? He's thinking about it. He's not going to go for it here, but he could go for it into turn number 1. Pretty equal exit for both cars, but the Ferrari has slipstream, battery, and DRS, and easily, with a purple sector 3 as well, gets ahead of Sven, and he can now start to try and close the gap between himself and Merte, although the Haas, oh my god, look at the Haas, oh my goodness me. Major speed from the Haas there. He must have used all the battery that he had there. I was quite surprised there. That was quite slow X out of turn 2 there for Said. Not sure, maybe the Haas was just using all the battery he had at his disposal. But good battle for P5 is now starting to shake up, ladies and gentlemen. And as I say that, here we go for the race lead contact. Oh my god! I panned to a different battle at the right time, and that is contact between the leading duo. We'll get down in a second. Before that, we've also got an overtake between Said and Sven, and the Ferrari successfully gets ahead of the Haas, so the Haas might go for the old revenge overtake into turn number 1. Is he going to go for it here? No. Can he go for it into turn number 2? No, not yet, but we have had heat. We've had heat between the leading drivers for once, as Elite trying to go for the overtake up the inside. S91 trying to hang on around the outside. Contact made, and the Mercedes is sent into a half spin. And now Elite is going to have to do his catch-up job all over again. It's going to be tough for him. It's now going to be even tougher for him to grab the win, because I mean, he has the pace to maybe take the win. You know, getting into the lead as Sven goes around the outside, actually. But Sven's going for the revenge move concept between the two cars in a straight line, and the Ferrari actually has DRS there, so the Ferrari played a bit of a good trick there, though the Haas this time will have DRS down the main pit straight. He's using battery as well, and he's not close enough. He's not close enough to go for a proper down the inside overtake there, although he could have mega speed maybe. No, he doesn't have the didn't have the mega warp speed. Although maybe the reason that on that one lap he had major speed because maybe the Ferrari didn't legal overtake and the game told him to hand the position back. Maybe that's why, but we'll not know right now. We can't know that right now. All we can do is observe what the rest of this race will offer us as we are entering the 30s. We're on lap 30. And the leaders have just started lap 31, so we've got 6 laps left here in Austria, and that is 2 bunks. Sven has touched Said's rear end twice. You need to save the rear end touching for the bedroom, alright? And whoa. Said, your Ferrari is not meant to be used as a lawnmower, alright? Although knowing how goofy the Ferrari can be, maybe it could be better as a lawnmower, as the Haas. I think he tried to spook the Ferrari by faking overtaking at turn one. It didn't quite work there, but yeah, weird there for a side. Maybe he forgot for a second. Maybe he was looking at the Haas for too long and forgot where the circuit went. Pistol's recently pitted for a fresh set of medium tires, so he might be going for a potential fastest up of the race attempt. Let's have a look back here. S91 has lapped Zetti. Zetti has now been lapped. Lapped. He will be a lap down, unfortunately. The first, my first race here, Austria reverse, dry to wet to dry, and craziness, insane debut for me. Not perfect, obviously, but you know, I'm doing what I can and doing the best I can. I had all the screw-ups, but we are human after all. We all make mistakes. It's natural, but we learn from mistakes and we get better. You know, when we make mistakes, obviously it's bad at first, but then, you know, you see what you did bad, and then you learn from it. You realize what's bad, what's good. You improve the things that are bad, and then you get better over time. So mistakes, on one hand, are actually a good thing because you'll get better once you had those mistakes moments. I've got leaders about to start. I believe S91's about to start lap 33 now. Yes, he has. So we've got 4 laps left to go. This battle between Said and Sven is currently the hottest battle in town at the moment for P5 on track. Although after penalties, actually I'm gonna have the penalty screen on for the remainder of this race. As you can see. Whoa. Okay there. Okay. Bold move from Sven to go around the outside. He even knocked down a couple of the meter balls there. Sven's now going to go to switch the inside. Contact again. Just like between S91 and Elite a few laps ago. Sven tried to go to the inside. Got squeezed on the apex. Contact. And then the has been spun around, and that looks to be the end of that battle. And unless if something wacky happens in the next 3 and a bit laps, that looks to be the final major battle of today's race. And I think now for the rest of this race, it could be just cruise control mode at this point, unless Elite can catch up to S91 massively. Though at the moment that looks unlikely, as Elite has had massive slide exiting turn number 1 there. Almost dropped it on his own there, but luckily managed to keep it straight. Though it does mean that he is now 3.7, 3.8 behind. In fact, he was quite slow through that middle bit there. I think his tires have now worn down quite a bit. His pistol now overtakes Petty. Pistol on significantly fresher tires, may I add, so he's going on a bit of a charge now. There's a lock-up from Petty, and yeah, the grip difference there was notable, like 4/10 Pistol gained in pretty much one braking zone. They got 2 more laps to go here at the Red Bull Ring in reverse. This is my first time actually commentating like a full race on one of the reverse layouts, so was a challenge, but we managed to get through. We managed to survive. Not full lobby. Hopefully, maybe in future we will get more people in the lobby. Maybe a full lobby one day to add extra excitement. But you know, we survived and we can move on peacefully, hopefully. And yeah, look, yeah, I think at this point, I think everybody, I mean, the smallest gap right now is 2.5 seconds, 2.7 actually, so I think everybody at this point could be going in sort of cruise control modes. And I think, yeah, Merte is the man who is in probably the biggest no man's land. He is 8.5 seconds ahead of P5, but then over 20 seconds behind the top 3. Major deficits there. S91 shall cross the line to start the 36th and final lap of today's reverse Austrian Grand Prix. Through turn 20 goes the Williams driver, put his car on pole position, and didn't put a single foot wrong. Although that contact between him and Elite a few laps ago could be looked at, but other than that, it was pretty much a near masterclass from the Williams driver. I believe I'm gonna have a look at the drivers' championship situation. He hasn't won a race, I believe, unless I am bugging. But, you know, there we go. Yeah, there's yellows. That's Zeti again at the hairpin. He spun at the hairpin on lap 1, and he spun at the hairpin again on the final lap. But up the front, S91 started on pole and didn't put a single foot on. The Williams driver takes victory at the Red Bull Ring. He wins the reverse Austrian Grand Prix. Elite Eschen will take second position, and Federbach will round out the podium. Places behind them, we're going to have Murte, who will take home a very lonely 4th place. But I imagine still fairly happy 4th place. Now, 4th place, 12 points. Could be more depending on how post-race penalties go, but there we go. Meanwhile, his teammate Zeti finishes a lap down. Then we have Said finishing in B5. Meanwhile, we're going to have a last lap overtake here potentially as Good Chicken picks up a 3rd penalty of the race, and he's going to go for... Didn't quite work out there. So Said 5th, Sven 6th. Then we have Pistol in 7th, Good Chicken in 8th. And then Petty Mates will be the last of the finishers. He'll take 9th place, and then Zeti finishes in 10th position, 1 lap down. That was quite a race. Absolute dominance from S91. He took pole position, and minus the few laps where he pitted, he didn't put. There were a few laps where S91 didn't lead the race, but that was due to him pitting. But other than those few laps, he looked absolutely flawless, pretty much. He takes the victory. Hoping for a penalty for the front two. Well, we'll see. Anything can happen. But here are your provisional race results. S91 takes the victory here, although the contact between him and Elite could be under investigation, but let's see. But Elite does take second position, and Finomac rounds out the podium. Then we have Murte in 4th position, then followed by Said, then Sven, Pistol with the fastest lap of the race. Then we have Good Chicken, Petty, and then Zeti rounding out the finishers and rounding out the point scores at the top 10. Behind them are 3 DNFs, are Ali, Arcus, and Sweet Power. That was quite some race. Even though we only had 13 people, not quite a full lobby, we still had quite a lot of action today. And, you know, for my first race here, I must say, very successful, I must say. Although I am hoping that maybe for future races, we are going to have a fuller lobby. But I mean by that, it's closer to 20 people. And then we could have even more excitement. Love the cars. Sadly, effed up the last lap. Yeah, you did. Unfortunately, messed up the last lap. Would have sent it into the last corner. Yeah, I mean, the last corner, overtaking into that corner is quite sketchy. Thank you very much. There were quite a few moments where I was a bit rusty. But, you know, we survived. We all survived. We got to the ends in peace, pretty much. And, you know, I won't be here. I will be here for next week. So next week, round number 5 will be the British Grand Prix, and it's on the normal layout. Okay, so I'll have an easier time there. Round 6 will actually be the Mystery Grand Prix, so I imagine a random track will be selected for that. But yeah, I had some good time, for my debut. I must say, pretty successful. But I'm gonna leave it there. I hope all of you guys enjoyed today's race. I certainly enjoyed it. Next week, as I just said, we have the British Grand Prix. Tomorrow, you have the Tier 1 race. I won't be here for Tier 1 because I'm gonna be in another country. I'm gonna be across the border because I have a karting race tomorrow. I'm gonna be gone all day. But I will be here next Saturday for the Tier 2 race at Silverstone. So I will be active for that. So until next week, thank you for watching. Enjoy the Tier 1 race. So until next time, good night.